Well, it's a nice October day, so probably the last chance this year. I looked all the ant trees, tell you what we've done and what we're doing, and I filled up the field, so I thought a little ride out, you know, pick the ant trees up, give the tractor a run, but we may have to put the bank. See how we go on. Well, as you can see, it's a lovely day. So I haven't shown you along here. I have been along here early in the year, but you didn't really see any of it. And I know you like to look around Lincolnshire, so I thought I'd just show you a quick little bit as we go along. So much more comfortable, you know, just going a bit steadier. Now, being as how last time you didn't get to see any of this, as I said, I didn't have the camera mounted properly. So we'll go fairly slow, so hopefully it shouldn't be too bouncy. Let's have a quick look round. Right, we're nowhere near, as you can hear. We're only going very slow. The oil pressure. It's hot now, and I'm sure you can see the oil pressure. Right. So, if that's not a sign of an engine in top condition, well, I don't know what is. Well, I've come to this nice little spot that I know. And I'll show you a little bit more in a minute, but right, here's what I've called the video dining out, right? I brought a sandwich, do you like that? I brought a drink as well. Right, so I'm going to eat those in this nice, lovely, quiet spot in the countryside. You know, I far prefer it to being in a pub, to be honest. Now, while we're in this nice little spot, I'll just tell you one little problem we've had, and that is that bit of rust around the cap. Well, when I did it the first trip, everything was fine. First 2 miles was fine, and then I set off to Rand, 4 miles to Rand show, and water started bubbling out the cap. And I thought, oh, it wasn't much, by the way, just a little bit. And I thought, oh, wonder if it's because we didn't stick the head gasket on. And I thought, oh, and I thought, oh, I've not pulled it down. So when I got back after Rand, that's the second trip, I pulled the head down, because when you put a new gasket on, of course, you have to, you know, heat it up and run it, and then re-torque it down, you see, put it down again. So, and it went quite a bit actually, it needed quite a bit. So, and it continued a bit, but it hardly used any water. And I thought, well, also with that valve not seating, I thought, well, I'm going to have to put a new one in. Well, of course now, I mean, it hasn't run long since I did it. You know, only a few hours, and you've heard how well it runs now. It's almost seated. You can just feel it when it's ticking over, coming out of the breather. But as soon as you rev it now, it's gone. Like so, you know, give this thing a day's work. I've just shown you how good the oil pressure is. It runs at 70 hot and 70 cold and 35 hot. What the book says it should, you know. So it's a stonking engine now. And of course the rest of it's in good condition. Anyway, just to get back to my frothing issue, it was Mark that mentioned it, and he said, well, if it's blowing out, you know, it shouldn't froth. Have you contaminated it when you took the water out? Because you see I had antifreeze in. So I saved some of it. So I asked Mark and he says, well no, he says, you put it in me caravan drinking water thing. It didn't matter, like, you know, it could be washed out. So it wasn't that. So it took me a couple of weeks before I realised what happened. Now, because I didn't clean the head up at home, and I was doing it somewhere else, which, as you know, I'm very grateful for, of course, but he gave me, instead of paraffin and white spirit, he cleaned with what he's got. You know, so it's a mix of petrol and diesel. And again, because I wasn't doing it at home, normally I would have washed it out, but there was no one about to give me a lift, you know, and it was quite a way. It had to be put on a barrow and taken to those pipes. So I washed it out well and wiped it out well and did that. But of course, what it is, diesel's got detergent in. So it was a little bit of detergent in it that was left in the water. So I just flushed it out a couple of times, and when I went to Hackthorn last time it was fine, you know, so that's definitely what it is. But you know, in all my years and all my experience of engineering, I've never come across that before. So you know, but then again, I have always washed out with water once I've done it. You know, some people wash them out in something and then blow them out. Well, you know, I always like to wash in, well, paraffin and white spirit and then hose it out with plenty of water. It gets all the grit and muck out. So just one little thing that we've come across. So that problem isn't a problem at all. It was just caused by circumstance. But I'm only telling you, as I say, because, you know, in all the years I've never come across that before. So there you go. Nice at this little spot, isn't it? Also today, I've filled up with diesel, and it's top quality, expensive road diesel, and it's taken £49 only. And I've worked out that's from filling up to set off to Carrington. Well, I did 26 miles that day. I came back from Malts to the garage. We loaded up, of course, and did a bit of running about at Heckington. I've been to Rugby Show and Rand Show, the Showground and back, and Hackthorn and back. And with a little bit of running about, we worked out, I've done about 100 miles. So you can say 50 quid of top quality diesel, you know, to do 100 miles on a tractor is not bad, is it? You know. And as I said in the past, one or two people in moan because I don't use red diesel. Well, there's no point, is there? You know. So that's cost me, for a day's ploughing as well, say, something else, probably cost me £60 in top quality road diesel this year. So, you know, even I can nearly afford that, can't I? Well, I just moved to this corner to get some nice photos, so hopefully we've got one, but the sun's not cooperating. There's a long streak of cloud and it's gone over the sun. So we had a brief glimpse of the sun to get a few photos, but it's as I say, it's quite a nice little spot down here. Right, we'll have a slow ride back. That's better, the sun's come out. Right, show you where we are. A bit down, down, slow right up on purpose. Would have called it the pub. But it's short, typical.